Hello my loves, welcome back to Zeke's Lunchbox. Today is a tutorial. I don't do many of those, but you know what? I feel like we need to start getting into that a lot more. So today we're going to learn how to go from digital sketch to transposing that to your final medium, whether that be canvas or paper. I've been using my iPad Pro to sketch a lot of my scenes. I have found that it's just way better to draft on the iPad Pro for me personally, but I'm not somebody who particularly enjoys digital painting. I need the real like alchemy tactile feeling when I'm painting, and I just much prefer my acrylics. Before we head into that, I am working on a piece today that I will be showing in a group show in Melbourne next Friday. I will pop all the details on the screen right here. Yeah, it's gonna be a really good show. There's 90 artists in this show, and I don't know, maybe we can hang out. You can see my art, you can see lots of other art. It's a whole black and white show for Lousy Ink. Last year I posted a video with my piece that I worked on then. I will be using a little bit of black ink here and there, so yeah, come along to that. Okay, stuff you will need. Digital art. I've made mine on the iPad Pro with Procreate. You will need Illustrator or any kind of editing program that does have a ruler, something that you can put bleed on as well. I just recommend Illustrator, honestly. I feel like anything else is like, you're gonna take the long way around and it's just worth getting it. You will also need pencils, just some colored pencils, doesn't matter what they are, and make sure they're sharp as well. So I guess you need a sharpener too. You will need a light box if you're using paper. You will need tracing paper if you're using canvas. You will also need access to a printer to print out your digital artwork. I believe that's it. All right, this here is the artwork that I've got. This is what I will be transposing onto paper. What I'm gonna do with this sucker over here is just airdrop it over to my computer and we'll head over to computer land. All right, first things first, what you're gonna need is the measurements of your final medium that you are transposing your art onto. Now, you've got your Illustrator file program open, and yeah, you're gonna go over to custom. Now, I know that my paper is, I'm gonna work in centimeters here. I'll put all the inch conversions over on the screen because like I can't think that fast. The shorter side of my paper is 29.7 centimeters. So what you're gonna do is set up your size. This is the important bit here. You wanna set up your file to have bleed, okay? I'm gonna just leave it as 5 millimeters. Seems like a good amount. And the advanced settings here as well. I mean, I'm printing in color. It doesn't really matter that much, but just put it in CMYK anyway, because that is, you know, your print settings. And you do want your PPI to be at high 300. Standard stuff here. Okay, so now it's got its bleed. The bleed here is going to take in consideration what is going to be cut off in your piece. I do have a lot of negative space in this piece. I'm not too fussed about the exact scale with this, but it is important to know for when you're working across multiple pages. I'm gonna place that honey over there. Boom. You can see the original file size is quite big, which is good. You want your file to be big. Just gonna resize that, make sure you hit your shift key so it doesn't, you know, get all warped and stuff. Everything that is going to be on the outside of this black line will be chopped off. We're gonna save it as a PDF just by itself. You wanna change it over to high quality print, untick the optimize fast web view. You don't really need that. Most importantly, you wanna go over to marks and bleeds, and you wanna check trim marks, use document bleed. We'll save that honey over there, and we're also going to open up. Paper doesn't like print in square, so I've got to change it over to proper page size. So we're gonna open up a new file and open up an A3 file. And now we're gonna place our ocelotto. It's got the trimmers already on it. Now I'm not gonna add a bleed this time around. I don't wanna shrink it twice. So you will save that as a PDF again. High quality print, marks and bleeds, you don't want them, all right? Because it's just gonna shrink it again. Your boy should be ready to go. There we go. Now it's got the trim mark, so I know exactly like the size that I want to have it as. Now she's ready to be transposed onto paper. But But before we do that, let's do a multiple page spread. Head over into Illustrator again, open up a new file. Just because I know that I can print in A3 and you're gonna trash the paper anyway, I wouldn't recommend just printing in a bigger piece of paper. I just find it gets really annoying and hard to use and expensive. So just get your A3 paper. I've held up this board over to that painting over there, and I can see roughly that it's gonna take 4 different A3 sheets of paper to print out onto. So let's make 4 art boards and keep the same bleed as well. And I'm gonna change the orientation to be landscape as well. So same settings, CMYK and 300 DPI. So now you've got your spread like so. You can just place your artwork over the 4 like so. Now the best thing with Illustrator is that it does measure. It does have a ruler in it, so you can get pretty accurate with the sizes. Illustrator does have an accurate ruler as well, so if you just drag over your ruler and you know exactly the length, scale it to the exact same size that you want it. Now you're probably like, oh my gosh, what do I do with all this tasty information on the inside? Look, I got you covered, all right? If you guys don't know what a clipping mask is, you're basically making a shape. Let me make this a different color. Let me make it not an ugly color. There you go. With a clipping mask, it's basically just cutting out the background image that you have and then kind of just doing a cookie cutter cut over it. You can do this on Photoshop, but I just find on Illustrator it's just so much quicker. To copy it, just press Command or Control C and then Command or Control V and then do that a couple more times. Whoops, I don't need that many. 4 of them, like so. We'll select all of these and put the clipping mask over it. But don't move them just yet because you want the alignment of all of them to be just right. So you're cutting them all in the same spot. On Illustrator, if you just put on your snap settings, it just does all the work for you. It's so good. Align these 2 corners here with snap. It will just do it for you. And then you put another shape over it. And I do have smart guides on, so it can see the shape on the background as well. So I'm not over clipping everything. Just repeat that for all of them. I'll explain it one more time so you understand what I mean. So you can see here, it's a little hard to understand what's going on because they're all the same thing. But you can see this blue highlighted image. I'm just gonna place it over to this bottom right corner here, and you can see it just snaps into place. Press M for your marquee. That'll bring up the square shape. And with your smart guides, it just, look at that, it snaps into place and tells you exactly where your other shapes are. Press V for your general select, clipping mask it. Now, when you are aligning, I would just pick one spot to constantly align everything around. So I'm picking this bottom corner here, and you can see, there you go, snapped again. Just because if you just pick one spot that you're constantly aligning it to, you know that they're all gonna be the same. All right, press M on your keyboard for marquee. You can see the smart guides have popped up the square just there, so I know exactly where to go, and then it'll pop into place like so. Clipping mask it. Now you're like, wait, I don't understand what any of this is. Look at that. You split all of them into 4 different shapes. And now that you have your bleed, you can just snap these suckers into the corner. And now you've got a perfectly dissected sketch to transpose onto your canvas or paper. Boom, amazing. They fit perfectly on there. Now, same as the ocelot piece, we're going to save as and save that as a PDF. Just check all of them. You want to save every single one of these. Go into high quality print, uncheck optimize fast viewing, trim marks, click trim marks and click your document bleed settings. And now once it's printed, it should all be to scale. It's gonna have a white border on there, but once you trim it, it's gonna all match up perfectly. Amazing. Too much? I think so. All right, then we're gonna go into preview and then we're gonna see the file, and you can see it's got the little white cut marks, the trim marks there, and they're ready to go and they should all line up. Oh my God, yes. And then what you're gonna do is print them. So that's what we're gonna do now. So just a hot tip for when you are sketching your piece with a light box. I'm right-handed, so I like to start off with the opposite side and then work my way to the right. So I like to start on the left side and try and fill in everything there and then work my way over to the right side. You know, seems pretty obvious, but you're just not smudging all of your work then. And you want the outline to be clean so you can then read it and it's legible for when you fill it out. All right, guys, so I have finished tracing the sketch with my light box. I know you can't see it because it's very, very blown out. Yeah, I hope that you found that these techniques were helpful for you. If you've got a routine that you do that's a little bit different, please leave them in the comments below because I'd love to, you know, see what else is out there. And also maybe somebody else could learn a thing or two from you. Leave all of your transposing techniques below. I'm gonna start working on this piece and I will have the piece available at the Lousy Ink show, but if you don't live in Melbourne, I will have it on my Instagram and Facebook in the next couple of days so you can see what the final piece looks like. I will catch you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Hope this was helpful. Bye!